Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. The farmers from the state of Punjab on a mission of their own with the Chalo Dilli clarion call. Politics peaking on the sidelines just 2 months ahead of the general elections. That's what's coming up next. First up, the headlines. Cops versus farmers showdown escalates from Ambala, Sangrur to Delhi's borders. Tear gas fills the air at the Shambu Border. Delhi cops warn farmers they won't hesitate to use force. Agriculture Mantri urges for dialogue, tells farmers MSP law guarantee cannot be rushed. Punjab and Haryana High Court asks centre why farmer protesters blocked from entry. Rahul Gandhi promises Kisan Nihai guarantee, says Congress will give MSP to every farmer. Union Mantri Anurag Thakur hits out, says Congress should give out guarantees in its own states first. Prime Minister Modi's mega diaspora outreach in Abu Dhabi. Prime Minister Modi meets UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed, thanks him for Bap's Temple, the first and largest mandir in the UAE. Bengal showdown escalates. Protesters clash with cops in Bengal's Basirahat. BJP protesters lathi charge. BJP claims cops working hand in glove with Mamata government. Maharashtra heavyweight Ashok Chavan officially joins the BJP day after quitting the Congress. Chavan to file Rajya Sabha nomination tomorrow. It's Kisan Kranti 2.0 once again, viewers. It's farmers versus the centre once again. The farmers' Delhi Chalo march has begun, and what is unravelled is a massive cops versus protesters showdown beginning from Punjab and Haryana to the borders nearing Delhi. Tear gas shells hurled, protesters lathi charge, plumes of smoke along the border, protesters water cannoned. Take a look at this report.
Tear gas fills the air. Fierce confrontations. Obstacles. Sharp spikes. Barbed wire barriers. And law enforcement in riot gear. Once again, farm protests erupt in India's grain bowl heartland, evoking memories of the march from Punjab and Haryana to the nation's capital on November 26, 2020.
हालात यहाँ पर कहीं ना कहीं बेकाबू होते जा रहे हैं और सिचुएशन तनाव वाली बनी हुई है। लोगों को भी समझाने की कोशिश की जा रही है कि लोग भी आगे ना बढ़ें। और ये देखिए, ये जो ड्रोन आया है, इससे टीयर गैस सेल फेंके जा रहे हैं।
Behind me is what you witness is almost like a war zone because there's a consistent, oh my god, this is where a tear gas has gone on, and obviously this is almost suffocating because of the nature. And remember, this is where media station, and continuously you see the farmers on one end, and this is where the farmers on one end and the Central Armed Police as well as Haryana Police on the other end. So continuously, there is back and forth stone pelting.
This time around, the protests carry a different tone from the prolonged agitation of the past. In contrast to the 2020 protests against new agricultural laws, which were eventually repealed a year later. The February 2024 protests focus on long-standing grievances confronting the country's agricultural sector.
देखिए किसान कितना पीसफुल है, कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, फिर भी आप ऊपर क्या बोलते हैं, रॉबर्ट से ऊपर से हंजू गैस फेंके जा रहे हैं, ड्रोन से।
एजिटेशन कितनी देर चलेगा यहाँ पे?
देखिए जब तक सरकार मांग नहीं मानती।
Key among the farmers' demands is the enactment of a new law ensuring a minimum support price for their crops. Despite some progress on other fronts, The impasse over the legally backed minimum support price fueled Monday's demonstrations. While the government sets minimum prices for over 20 crops annually, the Food Corporation of India primarily purchases rice and wheat at these rates, benefiting only about 6% of farmers. The government maintains that time is needed to devise a solution.
मैं मानता हूं कि बातचीत के माध्यम से समाधान निकल सकता है। इस बात को समझने की जरूरत है। इस बात को यदि हम समझेंगे तो स्वाभाविक रूप से इसका समाधान को अच्छे ढंग से निकाल पाएंगे।
Traffic routes and border restrictions around Delhi led to extensive gridlock in the city. Currently, it is Shambu Border, located approximately 230 kilometers north of Delhi, that has become the focal point of clashes between enraged farmers and authorities striving to prevent their advance towards the city. With Kamaljeet Sandhu and Satyendra Chauhan, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, let's take you directly now to the Shambhu border, where the face-off still continues through the course of the day. Manjeet Sehgal has been reporting. My colleague Amit Bhardwaj also joining us from Singu Border. Aishwarya Paliwal joining us from Tikri, where the action in all probability will shift tomorrow. But Manjeet, coming to you first. It's been a very long day at the Shambhu border. The face-off still continues, we are being told. One of our colleagues, Satyendra, did get hurt in the melee. But can you take us through on what is the current situation on ground?
Priti, at least 13 people were injured during the police action when the protesters reached close to the barricading put up by the Haryana police. Despite having received the warnings from the police on the loudspeakers and the appeals, the protesters continued to reach at the barricading. They even tried to push the concrete structures which were put up by the police using the cranes. But when the protesters did not stop and started pelting stones, the police fired tear gas shells. Firing is still on from past 4 hours. But the protesters are still there shouting at the police and authorities. They have gathered in large numbers. Hundreds of tractor trolleys from various parts of Punjab have reached at the Shambhu border, which has been barricaded and sealed by the Haryana police. Haryana police is in fact now using force against the protesters. Several people have injured. They have been taken to the nearby hospitals. But the struggle between the police and the protesters is still on. The protesters are still on the roads and have even spread on the wheat fields located on both sides of the roads. So they are still there. They say Haryana is not their destination. They want to move to New Delhi to press for their demands. All we know that the farmers have pushed in at least 12 demands, out of which there was no consensus on the 3 demands, including the MSP law, bringing all the crops under the MSP regime, besides a loan waiver, a debt waiver for the farmers and the farm laborers. So these are the 3 demands which the farmers are demanding that the government should take action on it as they are facing losses. Growing crops in Punjab or be it Haryana, farmers say, is no more gainful avocation as the input costs are rising up. So the government at least assure them that they will continue to get the MSP. So their protest is currently on and they are planning to move ahead and across
Manjeet,
Haryana
you know,
and want to reach New Delhi.
The Haryana police is also resisting with equal force. The farmers are now pushing forth and forward. What can we expect in the next 24 hours? Are more farmers going to be joining in this protest at the Shambhu border to continue to push forth their way to the national capital? Are other unions from Haryana also joining in? Because right now, the farmers are mostly from the state of Punjab.
Priti, the situation here on ground is really tense. More farmers are joining because the farmers which today received the Shambhu border were mostly from Fatehgarh Sahib, Amritsar, Beas and other areas. So farmers from other areas are also expected to reach Shambhu border. More gathering is expected here. The farmers can try to break the barricading to move ahead of the Shambu border. But the police on the other side is using force now. Police is not letting the farmers to move their tractors on, as trenches have been made even on the Ghaggar river bed, making it difficult to farmers to drive their tractors. But they are continuously trying and even trying to break the barricading put up by the police. Their efforts are on to move further, but the police is still there. Heavy deployment of police has been done on both sides, be it Haryana, be it Punjab, but there is no resistance from the Punjab side. Punjab police has allowed the protesters to reach the Shambhu border. So farmers are already there. They are squatting on the roads and even continuously shouting the slogans. They have also spread in the wheat fields and even trying to
Manjeet, as I bring in Amit and Aishwarya into the conversation, I want to ask you a quick question. Because, you know, it's night time right now. Are we still expecting the farmers to push forth during the course of the night, or will they only move now tomorrow morning?
Priti, the farmers are still there. They are adamant. They are not ready to move backwards. They are still there. They are trying to even cross over towards the Ambala. This is the border between Punjab and Haryana. But the farmers say they will not relent. They will continue to make efforts to break the barriers, break the barricading, so that they reach Ambala and other areas. Their final destination, as they told us, is New Delhi and not Haryana. So they are continuously trying to break the barriers and barricading.
Okay, so it's a face-off that is going to continue. Manjeet, take care of yourself. Be safe. We're going to come back to you shortly as well. That's my colleague Manjeet reporting just a little outside the Shambu border, which was practically a war zone, or continues to be, as he points out. And the farmers continue to push forward. Now, from Shambu border, viewers, this is where Punjab meets Haryana. This is where the contingent of the farmers have been stored. Let's take you a little forward to Singu border, which was the flashpoint the last time around, which was the Kisan Kranti, or the farm protest the first time around. And joining me from there is Amit Bhardwaj. Till now, the farmers haven't reached there, Amit, but the police taking absolutely, or the rapid action force taking nothing to chance. The barricades have been cemented, the nails have been put in, the trenches have been dug, and announcements are being made at Singu border also.
True, Preeti. You said, Shambhu border is nothing like, like a war zone. And this is a war zone in waiting. This is Singu border. You would remember as to how this used to look in 2020 and 2021. These are the concrete blocks which has been kept on the flyover on the national highway. These 6 to 7 feet concrete walls have been put all across the flyover, the national highway at Singu border. The police personnel are deployed out here. On the other side, the second round of barricading is there. It has been properly cemented. We had seen cement mixer machines working round the clock this morning till noon in order to make it a permanent structure of sorts. Now, very important, Preeti, what needs to be underlined out here is that the kind of briefing that has been done to the Delhi police personnel as well as the rapid action force personnel who are deployed at Singu border, they were very specifically told that if farmers are aggressive, you don't have to be defensive. If farmers are aggressive, you don't have to be defensive. You and I understand what kind of briefing is this and what exactly this means when the farmers approach the barricades, the concrete walls at Singu border. Along with that, these personnel have been also told to use tear gas shells. And we have seen a complete, a turn in the strategy of the Haryana police at Shambhu border as well, where you not only had the police personnel firing those tear gas shells from the ground, but they were also fired from atop, from the sky through drone. So we'll have to wait and watch as to whether that will be done in Delhi as well. But the Delhi police senior officials briefing these personnel of Delhi police RAF also said that you have to make sure that the farmers are not able to breach these barricades to reach Delhi, because if you leave even a slight hope out there, their tractors will breach in and go to the national capital, and that will be a big challenge to law and order situation. And from there on, they said that you have to protect yourself and also stop these farmers. So strategy, briefing, given out to the RAF and Delhi police personnel? Back to you.
Well, you know, the RAF and the Delhi police personnel are going to be only doing their job with what they've been told to safeguard and push back the farmers. But the Punjab and the Haryana High Court have also intervened, viewers, today, stating very clearly, asking the government of Haryana that why are you barricading the farmers from what they say has been a peaceful protest. Having said that, we're going to keep an eye on all developments coming in, both legal and on the ground. Joining me is Aishwarya Palewal, reporting from Tiri Border. She's been posted on Tiri through the course of the day, which is till now, Aishwarya, relatively calm. Tiri is a border where Haryana meets Delhi. Till now, the Haryana farmers really haven't come out in full force, but it seems that might change in the next 24 hours because contingents of the Haryana farmers now also looking to move towards Delhi, and that is where the action will be, which is where you are, Tiri Border.
Well, Preeti, you know, whether we'll see action or whether we'll see Haryana farmers, you know, staying away from this protest, we'll get the clarity in the next 24 hours. But as far as the authorities are concerned, as far as the Delhi police is concerned, let me just show you the barbed barricades. You know, let me tell you, the entire Tiri border has now been cornered off. It has been sealed, which means that people will not be able to move from one side to the other. Those who are staying here, they are now being asked to show their Aadhaar cards so that the police personnel know that they are the ones who are staying here. So you can very well understand the kind of sealing that is now being done off the border. And the Delhi police chief, the Delhi police commissioner, was here almost an hour back. He spoke with those who stay here. He spoke with everyone who present on the spot, and he gave him very clear instructions just in case the farmers do reach this point and they turn out to be violent and they resort to violence. That's when the actual crackdown will happen. But yes, let me tell you, the Tiri border has been sealed off completely. Not just these wires, cemented barbed wires on the other side, you know, so like a fortress, this entire border has now been sealed. The authorities are on their toes, the government on their toes. But yes, we did see the central government extending an olive branch of sorts by saying that we are still open to talk. So that's something which we'll have to wait and watch. But the authorities, Preeti, let me tell you, on high alert and on their toes.
The authorities on high alert, on their toes. You know, what are the farmers telling you, Aishwarya, if you can very quickly get us up to speed? The Haryana farmers, will they be also joining in the protest? What are you picking up from your sources?
Well, that's something that will be clear in the next, not 24, but in the next 12 hours, Preeti, because now we are seeing that the SKM also at the moment has said that they did not like the way in which tear gas was being used on farmers who just wanted to cross over the border. So that's something which we will get clarity on. The farmers, however, are very, very clear that even if they want to have a conversation with the government, they now want to come to the national capital, they want to enter Delhi, and then they want to, have this conversation with the government. The government on the other side also saying that they are open to talks. But one thing that the government and the authorities are very apprehensive of, Preeti, is the farmers now crossing over to the borders. And that's the reason why we are seeing one after the other, the borders now being sealed.
All right, Amit and Aishwarya, be safe. We're going to keep coming back to you, both of them at Singu Border and Tiri. And of course, right now, to tell our viewers again, the biggest flashpoint or the war zone-like situation continues at the Shambu border, where a face-off between Haryana police and the farmers, the Rapid Action Force, continues on Soos. Thank you both for joining us. I want to quickly shift focus now to the same news. Anurag Thakur has spoken out. Union Minister Anurag Thakur has hit out at Rahul Gandhi. Why so, viewers? Because a short while ago, Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge have announced that they've given a guarantee that if they come to power, they will implement MSP and the Swaminathan Commission report. Listen into Anurag Thakur.
बहुत सारे राज्यों में इनकी सरकारें थी, वहां क्या किया? केंद्र में इनकी सरकार 60 साल रही, तब इन्होंने क्या किया? राहुल गांधी जी, आपकी गारंटियां तो हर राज्य में फेल हो रही, जहां जहां दी थी एक साल में लोग सड़कों पर उतर आए हैं। जो वायदे किए थे, हिमाचल में 1500 रुपए बहनों को देने के लिए कहा था, नहीं दिया। 5 लाख नौकरियां देने की कही थी, नहीं किया। 2 रुपए किलो गोबर, 100 रुपए लीटर दूध खरीदना था, नहीं खरीदा। जवाब दे राहुल गांधी देश को, क्यों गारंटियां फेल हो रही हैं?
Let's go back and listen into what Rahul Gandhi said, which prompted that reaction from the minister.
इंडिया की सरकार आएगी तो हम एमएसपी की गारंटी हिंदुस्तान के किसानों को देंगे। जो स्वामीनाथन रिपोर्ट में लिखा है वो हम पूरा करके आपको दे देंगे।
Quickly cut across to my colleague Moshmi, who's joining us. Moshmi, what is the Congress think tank now thinking in terms of going ahead? You have Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge who've said that they've guaranteed they'll implement Swaminathan Commission and the MSP if they're voted into power. But the BJP now has thrown a challenge saying implement in the states you run first.
So, Preeti, the Lok Sabha elections are close on the heels and every promise we made is being weighed on that scale. That is it a poll promise or there is a lot of weight in it. And therefore, the BJP hitting back at the Congress, counting the achievements of the Modi government, reaching the Kisan Samman Nidhi, and also whether the Congress was walking the talk in the Congress ruled states as far as, the MSP is concerned. And on the other hand, the Congress, Kharge, Rahul Gandhi teamed up together, thought that the iron was hot, the national capital was surrounded by farmers, and it was the right time to promise MSP key guarantees. So a lot of political rhetoric, we'll have to wait and see who the farmers are actually convinced about. Of course, it's a very core vote bank, and neither side would want to let go of that.
All right, Maushmi, stay with me. There's some other news coming in. Let's quickly dip into it. It's a news, that has been on the boiler for the last few days, and a confirmation now seemingly coming in. Sonia Gandhi will now go to Rajya Sabha from Rajasthan. Congress leaders have said that till now, no official information, but one can expect Sonia Gandhi to be a Rajya Sabha MP from Rajasthan. Congress MLAs have been told to reach Jaipur by the morning. Sonia Gandhi may also come to Jaipur. Rahul Gandhi can also halt his Nihai Yatra and make his way to Jaipur. Maushmi, what more can you add to this?
So, Preeti, we have a confirmation on that one. In all probability, it is Rajasthan, from where Sonia Gandhi would actually be going to the Rajya Sabha. It's the most safest Rajya Sabha seat with an overwhelming number as far as the MLAs needed are concerned, almost double the number that the Congress needs to say through in the Rajya Sabha. It's a Hindi hinterland, Rajasthan, where the Congress did lose out power. So the North and South balancing act, because Rahul Gandhi has been contesting from Wayanad and he's an MP from Wayanad, the North-South balancing act will also be meted out. But most importantly, it's an important turning point, Preeti, because she is going to be the first Gandhi member coming from not the Lok Sabha but the Rajya Sabha, having fought Rae-Bareli 4 times continuously. Now Sonia Gandhi will be letting go of Rae-Bareli.
All right, and who'll fill in that gap for Rae-Bareli? Mind you, viewers, out of the 80 seats in UP, the Congress had won only one, and that was Sonia Gandhi from Rae-Bareli.